Internet, Eric here. It's been a while, I believe, since I've done anything not two bearded losers related on the channel. So I figured I would give Tremors a rest for a little bit. Harry Potter's still on the back burner. We still gotta get back into that. But I figured I'd go into I jump back into a series to discuss, where I discussed the first one maybe 4 years ago. I don't know when it was. But today I'm going to talk about its sequel. There's only two for now. Gremlins 2, the new batch. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I discuss plot spoilers, specific scenes, whatever. This movie came out in 1990, so where the hell have you been? I've said it many, many times how the original Gremlins is my favorite Christmas movie of all time. It's the only Christmas movie that I make sure to watch every year. And I remember seeing this in theaters because of how much I loved the first one. And I was wondering, is it going to hold up? And I'll tell you what, it is almost, in my opinion, is almost as good as the first one, even though it does a complete 180 with the tone, kind of like how Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 is compared to the original, and how even Pet Cemetery 2 is compared to the original. And we'll get to that. Again, directed by Joe Dante. This came out in 1990, so it's a handful of years after the first one. Basic plot is the lovable Chinese man, Mr. Wing, has died, and Gizmo is on his own. And as Mr. Wing's shop, I guess you would say, is being destroyed, basically, construction wise, it's being demolished. Gizmo sneaks out, and he is captured by the twins from Terminator 2 and taken up to a laboratory, and it's in a building where Billy and Kate happen to work. And of course, gremlins happen, and not just this, they're in the lab, and we have different types of gremlins due to different DNA samples. I'll get into that. It's Looney Tunes, literally, pun intended, crazy, insane, and a hell of a lot of fucking fun. Billy and Kate, they're still good. What's his name? Zach Galligan and Phoebe Cates are still got really good chemistry. They are now living together in New York in an apartment, so they're together a lot more in this film. And again, they're very likable, and every time they're on screen, you can see that the chemistry is still there. Dick Miller is great as always as Mr. Futterman. He's not as xenophobic, I don't think, if that's the proper term, but he's still cool as hell. It's good to see him finally. There's a scene where he takes on a bat gremlin, which I'll get into. So it's good seeing Mr. Futterman actually get in on the action after what happened in the last film. Dick Miller is always great. And then, of course, he's one of the ones that saves the day in this, and he helps destroy the big gaggle of gremlins. We have Christopher Lee as the head of the laboratory, I guess you would say. Super evil, lovable. Well, not lovable, but you love him in this role. It's fucking Christopher Lee. What's his name? Is it Robert? Not Robert Forster. Robert Prosky, who's in every Joe Dante movie. He's great as Daniel Clamp's assistant. Daniel Clamp is played by John Glover, who I love in everything I see him in. He's always chewing up the scenery and a lot of fun. He's basically Ted Turner mixed with Donald Trump. And I'm not talking about current Donald Trump, the former president, what you would have, and we're not getting political on this channel, but I'm talking about the media mogul, Donald Trump. And he's so good from beginning to end, and he is so likable in just how he wants everything modern, and he loves technology, and nothing fucking works in his building. You got, and it's a lot of cool gags. You have the revolving doors that are self-revolving, and then they spin out of control and throw people, out. It's a lot of fun. And other main characters, that's about it. There's like side characters here and there. Gizmo, the look has changed a little bit. I don't know if I think he's a little bit more round, I guess, if you want to say that. Howie Mandel's still the voice. He's still great. He's still cute. He's still lovable. It's neat. We get to see him actually walking around and moving around more. The animatronics have gotten really good. We do get to see actually Gizmo walk from here to there. And even though the CGI is, 1990 dated, it's still pretty good looking, and I really enjoy it. The Gremlins look great. They look even more ferocious, and the creativity that Joe Dante throws in here is really really fun. Like I said, the end of Gizmo gets wet, Mogwai's, Gremlins. The Gremlins end up in this in the laboratory or the laboratory, however you want to say it, of Christopher Lee and the Terminator twins, and they start eating different types and ingesting in different types of DNA. So we have a bat gremlin, which means gremlin sprouts wings, and again, of course, because it's this one's super goofy, the gremlin flies out the window or out the wall, and you get the Batman insignia. You have a brain gremlin who is super smart and can actually speak English and communicate. We we have one that turns into like a giant fucking spider. We have one that turns into a girl and pretty much rapes Robert Prosky at the end of the film. A lot of fun, a lot of creativity. Electric gremlin. I mean, you've seen the Key and Peele sketch. That all really happens in this fucking movie. And I forgot. No wait. Okay, first off, I fucked up. Robert Picardo is John Glover's sidekick. Robert Prosky, he was Darnell in Christine. He plays this wannabe like Svengoolie, and all he wanted to do in real life, he wanted to be a reporter, and he stays in the building when everything's going crazy, and he reports the news to the outside. And his cameraman is Getty Watanabe, Lon Duk Dong. Hilarious, both of them together, so much fun. And I love how serious Robert Prosky takes his role. He's dressed like fucking Dracula, sitting in a chair talking to a fucking gremlin about what they want. And he just, creature, what is it you want? Well, we want, civilization, and it's a fun conversation between a man dressed like Dracula and a fucking gremlin. Great. A lot of people might be turned off by how this, like I said, this takes a total 180 and it's super fucking goofy. This is a straight up comedy, where I say that the original Gremlins is a horror movie. No, this is still so much fun. I love the scene because the Gremlins are even more goofy this time. The scene where Kate is stuck in the elevator, and they're controlling it going up and down. Like, I love the scene where she tells the elevator to sound the alarm. It's the Gremlins making the noises and stuff. Just little stuff like that. Sight gags where they found a plethora of weapons, and one of them's like got a chainsaw sawing through a box of grenades or explosives. I love the Phantom of the Opera gag. We'll leave it at that. This is kind of like a Naked Gun movie where you have to pay attention because a lot of these gags are visual, and a lot of them, when you've watched them, are fucking funny as hell. Someone gets shot up, and because the movie starts with Looney Tunes, literally Looney Tunes. Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck introduce the movie, so they have the gag where one gremlin goes crazy with a gun, so another gremlin drinks something. You got the liquid shooting out of them. It's a lot of fun. This movie is fucking bonkers, and there's so many. You have so many cameos in this. Leonard Maltin is in this. Fucking Hulk Hogan is in it. Of all people, beginning to end, this movie is a lot of fun. There's a musical number where they're singing New York, New York, complete with like can dancers. It is so over the top and so much fun that if you don't love this movie, like I said, if you don't know Joe Dante films, they always have a little bit of goofy humor to them, be it Inner Space, The Burbs, not so much Explorers, but that's the one I kind of like the least. But so much fun, so much fun. The only reason why I think I like the original more is because it's more horror than this. But this is like flat out goofy, snorting cocaine, taking acid type of comedy from beginning to end. It's a lot of fun. I love when Gizmo gets his revenge after being fucking tortured for half this film. And he's inspired by Rambo. And we have, Mr. Wing, is still pissed that Gizmo loves television. So Gizmo, after he escapes, pumps some iron and basically becomes Rambo and saves the day in a really cool scene where he stops the spider gremlin from killing Kate and some redheaded chick. Speaking of Kate, I love how they have a nod to her dad's story about why she hates Christmas, and it's why she hates Lincoln's birthday. Totally unrelated, totally unnecessary, totally weird, bonkers, uncomfortable, and it's really, really fun. Um, I don't know what else to say about this movie. I love it so much. I remember we watched Gremlins, me and my daughter, and she wanted to watch Gremlins 2 the very next day. And we watched it, and she's watched this one more because she loves how goofy it is. She loves how silly it is. She loves the different types of Gremlins. So the creativity is fantastic. So highly, highly recommend Gremlins 2, The New Batch. If there's anything else I forgot, just take a chance and watch the film. That's it. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Click the bell. All that crap. Comment below. Tell me what you think of this one. Do you like it better than the first one? Do you not like it because of the total 180 that it takes? Don't know what else to say. I'm tired. Long day at work. So I'm going to cut this short and say cheers.